Hi guys, it's Jen here at Check Her Joy, and this is my book haul for the months of September, October, and November of 2017. I got a lot of stuff in those last 3 months. In fact, I had to split this haul up into books and then not book related stuff. This video is going to be the books that I bought. The complete list of books is in the description below if you want to check that out. If I have reviewed any of these books, I will also post the links to those reviews. So first off, I won The Biology of Luck by Jacob M. Appel in a Goodreads giveaway. So free book and disclaimerness on that. I super love this cover. It's of a girl bicycling across a map of New York. And this is a story about Larry Bloom, who is interested in / dating this girl named Starshine Hart. And Starshine is kind of a hippie and very liberal. Larry, kind of neurotic and obsessive. Half the book is told from a third-person perspective as we follow Larry through his everyday life, and half the book is told through a novel that he wrote about Starshine, imagining what her everyday life is like, and that part's kind of weird and creepy. So I'm not sure whether or not to trust Starshine or not, since it's through Larry's eyes. Is this really her or not? So this book is making me kind of uncomfortable, but I do really love the descriptions of New York and all the quirkiness of it. Describing different characters and places in New York is kind of interesting, and I really love that. Also has this map of like Larry's New York, which is kind of cool. So that's the first book I got. Not really the first, but the first book I'm talking about. The next book I also won in a Goodreads giveaway. In fact, it just came like yesterday. It is Everyday Hero by Kathleen Cherry. This looks like a J-fiction novel. It follows a 13-year-old Alice who has Asperger's syndrome, and her behavior lands her in detention, where she meets Megan, and apparently Alice is the only one who can save Megan and become a hero. I haven't read the book yet, so I'm not exactly sure what is happening with that, but I'm excited to read a book about a character with Asperger's syndrome, especially a children's book. The fun part about winning Goodreads giveaways is sometimes I get signed books, like this one, and I got a card from the author. A really awesome bookmark. So that's pretty sweet, and I am really excited to read this one. The next book on my list is Renegades by Marissa Meyer, and this is the book that I have been most anticipating for like the last year, honestly. So I love Marissa Meyer as an author. I love the Lunar Chronicles. Pretty much anything she writes from now on is probably gonna be an automatic TBR for me. Renegades follows this world where some people have superpowers, and they're all kind of viewed as villains in the society. Like they're rogue because they have powers, and then they have to decide what they're going to do with their powers, which interests me. I haven't really delved into this book yet, and I don't want to know a whole lot about it going into the book. So I'm saving this book for when I have a day where I can just sit and read the entire day and not be interrupted, so I can just thoroughly enjoy having a new Marissa Meyer book. That's pretty much why I haven't read it yet. Also, it's kind of gorgeous. The next book I have is Penny Dreadfuls, Sensational Tales of Terror. This is a Barnes & Noble edition. It's a collection of Victorian Penny Dreadful stories. It includes some pretty famous ones like Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It also includes String of Pearls or Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, which is really why I bought this book. And I'm just really interested to read. Like, I love these slightly creepy stories, and they're sensational, gothic fun, I guess. I bought this around Halloween, in case you guys can't tell, and I think it's gorgeous. I don't know if I can really properly show you this edition, but it's awesome. I am really loving it. I think I've only read like 2 stories out of this right now, but it's worth it. It was totally worth it. I definitely have a gothic streak to me. Next up, I got the Parasol Protectorate Series by Gail Carriger. This is 5 books. It's the entire run of the series. So when I saw them at Half Price Books together, and they're all the same size, and they look so pretty next to each other, I decided to buy them all at once. I haven't actually read these yet. So these take place in a steampunk world where we have vampires and werewolves in the Victorian era. I really love the Finishing School series. I've read that already. I love this world. I'm excited to read more of them. This is another one where I don't want to know too much about it going into it, because I want to be surprised. But Gail Carriger has this way of writing that is simultaneously really proper and very Victorian, but also very funny and entertaining and interesting in a very modern sense. So she definitely does really good steampunk. So book 1 is Soulless. We also have Changeless, Blameless, Heartless, and Timeless. Also, I love these covers. They're just so interesting. So, ta-da! I'm excited. Next up, we could talk about the fact that I bought 4 new Doctor Who books in the last 3 months, which actually doesn't sound too bad when I think about it being a 3-month period. Doctor Who is my favorite television show, and I already own like 2.5 bookshelves of Doctor Who books, so this is probably not surprising to anybody. So I bought 1 novel, which is Paradox Lost by George Mann. This was actually requested from one of my viewers that I review this book, so I didn't own it, so now I do. This one follows the 12th Doctor with Amy and Rory. Part of it takes place in London in 1910, where we have gray-skinned creatures that are waiting to devour a thieves' mind. And then the other part of this book takes place in 2089, where there is an ancient android found in the Thames, and he's asking for the Doctor. The next 3 books are all collections of Doctor Who short stories, and by a variety of authors. I'm just going to lay that out there. I am definitely going to list the titles down there. The first one is Heroes and Monsters, and this one joins the 10th, 11th, 12th, and War Doctors as they face terrifying villains from every corner of the galaxy. So, that's exciting. These are apparently stories that have been released other places, but they're together for the first time in 1 paperback volume. I also have Time Trips, which has stories by Cecelia Ahern, Jake Arnett, Trudy Kavanagh, Jenny T. Coolgan, Stella Duffy, Nick Harkerway, Joanne Harris, and A.L. Kennedy, possibly others. It was really interesting to see Cecelia Ahern's take on Doctor Who, since she's this chick lit author. She wrote P.S. I Love You, so I'm interested to see her take. This one has lots of different doctors in it, and it also has these weird title pages for each one with the art. I'm not a huge fan of this art style, though. But you can kind of see which doctor it is before you start reading. But if you do like this art style, that's a part of this book. Not everything is for me, is all I can say. I am excited for the Doctors, though, and this actual short stories. And then the last Doctor Who book I got is The Legends of Ashildr. This is me from Doctor Who. She's played by Maisie Williams in the show. She appears in one of the 12th Doctor seasons. I don't remember which one now. And she's definitely one of my favorite characters. In the TV show, the Doctor accidentally makes her immortal. And then we have this human who suddenly becomes immortal and how she's grappling with that. And so I'm excited to see these short stories that take place at different points in her life and different points in history. The short stories in here are The Arabian Nightmare by James Goss, The Fortunate Isles by David Llewellyn, The Triple Knife by Jenny T. Coolgan, and The Ghosts of Branscombe Wood by Justin Richards. Moving on to nonfiction, I got In Their Own Words, Conversations about America's Journey into Space. This includes interviews, I guess, with different astronauts in the American space program in NASA. Or one of them is their son. Scott Grissom talks about his dad, Gus Grissom. I haven't read these yet, but this is pretty promising. My brother is also a fan of sci-fi space/nonfiction, so I thought this would be a good book that we could both read. And I just really love space, and probably reading The Martian recently might have pushed me towards getting this book also, as I'm thinking about what else is out there in an actual, like, tangible, not just sci-fi way, but what is actually physically out there in real life. Sciencey. I also got Hawkeye Volume 3, LA Woman. This one follows Kate Bishop in LA, where she runs into Madame Mask and has her own adventures. Kate Bishop is also a Hawkeye, which I love. This is part of Matt Fraction's run of Hawkeye, and I already have the rest of these, so I was just missing book 3. Now I own all of it. I really love the art in these. Most of the series follows Clint Barton, and it has kind of this monotone art, which I love. Actually, really love it. It's one of my favorite parts of the series. But LA Woman mostly follows Kate Bishop, and so we get way more color in Kate's stories as she's in LA and is a bit more vibrant than Clint, who's maybe more introverted than Kate is. So excited for this one. I mean, I've already read it, so I know that I love it and it's an excellent investment. So yeah. I also got Sabrina the Teenage Witch, The Magic Within. This is an American manga following the character of Sabrina the Teenage Witch from the Archie comics and the 90s TV show. I love Sabrina and I love manga, so when I saw this one, I had to buy it. I had to have it. So in this particular one, Sabrina has her life at Greendale High with her crush Harvey in normal teenage life. But by night, Sabrina enters the magical realm where she hones her witchcraft and attends charm school with the handsome, mysterious Sunji. Also, Salem makes an appearance in these, so I'm excited to read that. Haven't actually done it yet. I meant to read it around Halloween, but then I had so many other books that I was going to read around Halloween. So I haven't actually read it yet. And another story that I don't really want to know too much about going into. This is the problem with doing book hauls, is that I don't want to know what the book is about before I read it. I just kind of want to experience everything as it unfolds. So it's hard to explain what these are to you guys. So it is what it is. So I also bought Twice Upon a Christmas by Shauna Swenson. This is an ebook. It is a short story or a novella. I think it's a novella, technically. That follows a girl who basically gets to repeat Christmas over and over. So Shauna Swenson is marketing this as like a Hallmark movie, but in book form. And it basically was an idea that she had for a Hallmark movie that isn't going to actually be made into a movie. So she decided to write it up as a book. And I love the Enchanted Ink series that Shauna Swenson wrote, so that was pretty much an auto-buy. Also really love Hallmark movies, especially around Christmas, so I'm excited to read this one. Had to buy it. Kind of waiting till it's further into the Christmas season to read it, so that it's, like, really I'm feeling Christmassy then. Also, it's a novella, so I don't want to know too much about this one, particularly going in, because it's shorter, so that's pretty much going to be the entire plot if I find out stuff about it, right? But also bought that one. So guys, those were all the books that I bought in the fall of 2017. The complete list is down in the description below in case you guys didn't know that already. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you thought of them, or are you excited for any of these books? Did I misrepresent any of these books? Also, feel free to correct me down in the comments. I am pretty excited for having all these books and expanding my library as always. So yeah. Also, I really love fall. So, peace out. I love you guys and keep reading. Bye.